dead. Trying to find my way to the peace inside until I'm home. Oh, 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 oh. Until I'm home. Oh, 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 oh. Walking down this road till I'm home.
I stole a car in Ohio, and I went to California. When I got to California, the car broke down, and I stole another one. And then so I kept going back and forth, and I was literally sleeping on Skid Row, high every day. Finally, my last go around, they were like, "Oh, you're not leaving. Ohio's on their way to get you." The reentry coordinator that I was working with in Muscatine County, I call him, I have like 60 days left, and he had been trying to find me a place, and because I had two stipulations in the beginning. One was it can't be anywhere near my hometown, and I didn't want it faith-based. When I first heard about Michelle, Jeremy told me a little bit about her, like, okay, Michelle will be picking you up, she's the house director. I thought, house director, faith-based, she's going to be a Bible-thumping Jesus freak. What am I getting myself into? And so I was a little like sketchy, getting in the car. I didn't want to talk about it. I was afraid to talk about my story because this was all new to me. And we started talking, and she goes, "Oh, don't worry, honey. I robbed a bank." And it was like we become best friends. I'm like, "Oh, okay."
And as I began to share with her about where we were going and about who I was, she started to get more and more comfortable. When Shanna came to us, I knew that she was coming from prison. I knew that she had spent about 2 years incarcerated. And I was so impressed that she was even choosing to come into a program. Because most people, when they get set free out of the prison, they want to just run free. And she was making a choice to come into another place that would hold her on restriction. And she had no faith. She actually, and she may have told you this, she actually said, I'll go somewhere, but I won't go anywhere faith-based. She's like, I'm not buying into the God thing. So when she came to us, she was totally broken. And what I came to find out is that she had just suffered horrible loss in her life.
We have core values that we go by, and one of them is we can't save anybody, but we can lead them to the Savior. And Michelle did that for me. I seen what she had and I wanted it. I dove headfirst into church. I was there, I had been working on getting my driver's license back, which I didn't think was ever going to be possible. I finally got a driver's license back on Good Friday of this year.
So there was one last piece of the pie that was missing, and that was transportation. That's where Love Inc. stepped in and partnered with her to find her a vehicle.
Michelle calls me and says, "So I have referred you to a program that's going to help you buy a car." I said, "What do you mean help me?" And she's like, "Well, they'll match a local church, so much money, and they just want to talk to you first." And I got off the phone and I looked at the girl I was working with, and I'm like, they're not going to help me, And they're like, "Why?" And I'm like, "I just told this lady I've stolen 2 cars, and I used a credit card that wasn't mine, so I have theft, and I took the police on a high-speed chase. These people are not going to help me buy a car. There's no way,
And so we saw stability, we saw a network of support around her, we saw a successful progression of all areas of her life, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and relationally. So when you see that, how can you deny that that's good ground? That is like, all the wheels on the wagon are turning and growing and moving. And so I was delighted to, as I got to know her, to work within all of those places. We worked with her family, we worked with Georgia's house and the leadership there, and we worked with the leadership at the church and said, how can we help, to take the next appropriate step? And there was a real need for a vehicle, and that's not it's really not an easy decision to make. Providing someone or helping someone into a vehicle, especially with an addiction background, could really serve two things. It could really go the wrong way, or it could really propel them into the right way. And it's not a decision that can be taken lightly. It really does have to be vetted. It has to be taken seriously and considered seriously by everybody involved, because the repercussions can be really detrimental. So we did. We waited, we prayed, we interviewed, we asked the hard questions, and what we saw and what we heard and what developed was a way forward, and the help was granted. So.
And I think about 3 weeks after I got my driver's license, Sandra T picked me up, and we got to go get my car. It was a life changer for me, because now I get to help other girls. I get to help people where I was at and bring them to where, hopefully one day, where I am. And I didn't think I deserved any of it. Sometimes it's still hard to believe. But I'm learning about God's grace and God's mercy, and that's all I can say. It's, I didn't do any of this. He did it all.
Step into love like you've never been hurt.
I mean, there's many resources that we can pick and choose from, but Love Inc. has a different integrity. You guys truly want to sow seeds into good ground. So it's not just giving away a gift. It's not winning a lottery and here's some money, choose how you want to spend it type thing. It's truly meeting a need to better build the kingdom. So the fact that the seed was sown into Shanna, and she then uses that vehicle and uses that transportation to give back what was so freely given to her, driving women around, taking them grocery shopping, taking them to church. It's just such a cycle. It's a discipleship cycle.
Because Love Inc. didn't only help just me. I serve 20 plus girls a day. I drive them around in my car. I take them to meetings. I get to go pick them up and take them to lunch or to dinner or to shopping or maybe to a court appointment or to a doctor's appointment. Love Inc. helped me save other girls' lives. It's not just me. They helped me, but they're saving lives just right along with me, because without that car, I couldn't do what I do.
Don't you ever turn back. We're not going that way. Tomorrow ain't ever promised, so let's not waste a day.